So it's day 17 of October, which means it's day 17 of Vlogtober. And I was thinking back to 2017 when I was a filmmaker doing a lot of events around the world. And I made a video back in 2017, so almost 7 years ago, that showcased what I had in my camera bag. And I thought it would be fun to compare what I used to have in my camera bag back then to what I use in my camera bag now. So let's get into it. So back in 2017, I was filming weddings and I was doing a lot of event filmmaking. And the types of videos that people wanted back then were very different to the type of content that we create today in 2024. What people wanted back in 2017 were longer form videos, perhaps trailers of their events, maybe promo videos for upcoming services or upcoming releases, or they wanted interviews and testimonials, and sometimes even how-to videos if they'd released something new on their website or if they'd released a new service or product. So those were the types of videos that companies in particular were looking for. And for me back then, it was very exciting to travel around the world. And it's actually really interesting to me what I had in my camera bag at the time. So let's quickly have a look at that.
So I'm taking the Think Tank Airport Essentials bag, and it has all the space and compartments I need for the bare essential kit that I plan on taking with me. So I'm taking the Canon 5D Mark III and the Canon 5D Mark IV. Here I'm using the 70 to 200mm L lens from Canon, as well as the standard kit lens, the 24 to 105mm L lens. I'm taking a Canon 50mm with an aperture of 1.4, a shotgun mic mounted to at least one of my cameras, but just in case there's an issue with the PA system and there's an extra special presentation or interview that we need to capture, then it's always useful to have a HN4 zoom mic with you. And we have a couple of H1 handy recorder zoom microphones with lapel mics attached. We've got a couple of WR Pro wireless receiver and transmitter wireless microphones, and we make sure we have plenty of SD cards and Canon camera batteries and other pieces of kit that require batteries. We make sure we bring extra batteries for. When it comes to the heavier stuff, such as tripods, lights, light stands, sliders, jib cranes, all of that stuff, last year I put it in a separate suitcase with lots of bubble wrap and carried that around with me in New York. So I had a bag full of clothes, a bag full of tripods and kit, and a camera bag, a heavy camera bag on my back. Trying to navigate the streets of New York with all of this equipment wasn't a good idea.
This was seen as a streamlined setup for an event filmmaker way back in 2017. Now, of course, today it's completely different. There wasn't any TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts or Facebook Reels back then. All of it was very much focused on this kind of long form, informational, kind of educational, promotional content, which is similar today, but it's just shorter, quicker, and a lot more focus on things like hooks. Nowadays, what I do is completely different. I don't do weddings anymore. I very rarely do events. I still do some how-to and promotional content, but most of it is filmed in this studio space that I have. So I don't need to necessarily travel as much. And because of that, the tools I use now are actually very different to what I was using back in 2017. Funnily enough, the only thing that I really use from that original setup is the camera bag. The Think Tank camera bag is fantastic. I actually bought it again. What is in that camera bag though is completely different. Of course, I still use a camera. So basically for the last couple of years, I've been running and gunning with the Canon R6 with the 15 to 35mm f-stop at 2.8. And I've done a couple of vlogs about those not too long ago if you want to go back through the vlogs and check them out. But I also have a smaller pack that I use, which is over here. This actually sits on the front, and inside this are all the peripherals that are needed for my Insta360 Go camera. My iPhone, it sits in here, my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Also my power pack, and again, all little bits and pieces, mounts and connectors, and my microphone, DJI Mic 2, also sits in here. So for content creation, it's so much smaller than what it was back in 2017 when it comes to what I'm carrying around. The only new thing that I really carry around, which is extra, is the drone, the DJI Mini 3, which I use to get different shots, again, for content creation. So it's a massive change in 7 years, going from carrying a massive camera bag as well as a suitcase full of tripods and lights to really narrowing it all down to a mirrorless camera, primarily one lens that I use for a lot of my content, which is the 15 to 35, and then having a little pack here which carries my action camera, my iPhone, and the power pack and little peripherals like my microphone, which is what I use on a regular basis. Hello, welcome to Naya's Nuggets of Knowledge.
Hello.
So today's video is about traveling, and I basically have shown what I used to use before to travel and what I'm using now. So it's basically gone from a bag and a suitcase, like a massive camera bag and a suitcase, to a small, you know, that small pouch that I wear in the front, which has my small camera gear in. That's kind of what I'm using on a regular basis. And the question I have for you is, because when you were a kid, you used to travel a lot with us because you were free on the aeroplane. If I was to do event filming again and travel to go somewhere, where would you like to go?
Japan again.
You want to go back to Japan?
I love Japan.
What was the thing that you loved the most about Japan?
Disneyland.
Oh yeah, Disneyland. Do you remember anything else? You don't remember the snow monkeys?
Oh my god, yeah!
In Jigo-Kudani?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Was that a mountain?
Yep.
And then it was the hot tubs.
It was the hot springs, yeah. We had hot tub. They were the
And then we
onsens.
had that big thing in the light.
So yeah, Japan is where you want to go?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need another trip to Japan, to be honest.
Or another place. It'd be either Japan or Scotland.
Scotland.
Because you went to Scotland and I never got to go.
Scotland is more realistic, I think, than Japan, to be honest. So hopefully we can plan a trip soon. If there's any sponsors out there who want to sponsor us to go to Japan. Oh, my phone.
Okay, bye.
So I thought it'd be fun today to just go down memory lane, remember what I used to use and what I use now. And what might be fun is in 7 years, if we're still here on YouTube doing this, I might revisit this video and then compare it with what we're using in 2030. Oh no, it's not going to be 30. What were you for? Oh my God, 2031. That might be interesting. How old will I be in 7 years? Oh, I don't even want to think about that. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell button for notifications. And with that said, I will see you guys tomorrow.